Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. My name is Ryan Cam, and if you're celebrating today with a significant other, then I hope you all have fun today. And if you're watching this video not on Valentine's Day of 2021, well, thank you for watching anyway. And if you're watching this on Valentine's Day of 2021 and you're just so happen to be single, put her there. Us singles have to stick together. Usually on Sundays, I like to upload some kind of a special video, whether it's a big series review or just a general essay of some kind different from my other content. But today, I felt like reviewing a romance movie, and I definitely didn't get there without some roadblocks. Firstly, I was planning on reviewing all of the Twilight movies. However, they were all at my library, and I tried to pick them up off the shelves, but my hand kind of went like Evil Dead 2 on me and started attacking me for reasons. I guess it's just not meant to be right now. I've got to do a bit more mental preparation. Then I thought to myself I was just going to review Hana from 2011, which is going to be my next big Sunday video after the Twilight video. However, I also realized that it was Valentine's Day, and well, Hana's not necessarily the most romantic movie in the world, so I pivoted yet again to talking about one of my favorite romance movies, About Time. About Time was directed by Richard Curtis, who is primarily known as a screenwriter, and it starred Domhnall Gleeson, Rachel McAdams, Tom Hollander, Bill Nye, and Margot Robbie. I wonder what happened to her. And it tells the story of Tim, a relatively normal person. He's lived in the same house all of his life. He has parents that love him and a sister that adores him. They live with his uncle, who is heavily implied that he has dementia. They have traditions that they have carried on throughout his entire life, and he is moving out very soon to go to law school. He thinks that he has things perfectly in balance and in check. No real surprises here, right? Well, the night after a New Year's Eve party, his father tells him that the male side of their family are time travelers. Yes, really. And when his father makes it clear that they can only travel backwards in their life, Tim decides to use his powers to find a girlfriend, whom he eventually finds in Mary, played by Rachel McAdams. Like I said in the beginning, director Michael Curtis is primarily known as a screenwriter, and some of the stuff that he has created or written will, quite frankly, surprise you. Among other things, he created Blackadder and Mr. Bean, so he made Rowan Atkinson a lot of money. He also wrote the screenplays for Bridget Jones 1 and 2, Four Weddings and a Funeral, Notting Hill, and Warhorse, and that's literally just a few of the things that he has written. But despite his pedigree as a screenwriter, About Time was his third and said to be his last movie as a director. And if it is his last movie as a director, then that's a heck of a way to go out, because this is one of my, if not my favorite romance movies of all time. Curtis came up with the idea for this movie when he was just sitting having lunch one day, and he was thinking to himself, what would be my ideal day? And then he got a bit of inspiration and wrote the story from there. The time travel aspect was said to be a very last-minute addition, but thankfully, it really doesn't feel like it. Because let me try and not get this twisted. This is not a time travel movie. This is not like Back to the Future or something like that. The time travel aspect really pops up here and there. And thankfully, the rest of the movie is really good. So when you don't notice it, it's like, oh, this is a time travel movie? And then Domhnall Gleeson's character does it every now and again, and you're like, oh yeah, it is. It's a pleasant surprise. And this movie does have a lot of positive things going for it, starting with the acting. Domhnall Gleeson is my favorite part of this movie, and before this movie, I knew him as Bill Weasley from the later Harry Potter movies, and of course he's gone on to be in a lot of movies, including those Star Wars movies, but he's been in a lot of good things as well. His reaction to learning that he can travel backward in time is kind of like the reaction that we would have when we were given this news. To be like, okay, Dad, sure, yeah, I'll buy that. And no, his dad's like, no, like, go into the cupboard there, close your eyes, make your hands into a fist like this, and then you'll come back into your desired location. And he does it, and it happens for him, and he's shocked, like, at least I would probably be. The movie does a good job of showing that he pretty much has his life all planned out, and nothing is really diverting from that. But he's kind of a loser when it comes to women. And when he learns about the time travel, it doesn't really derail his plans, but it just gives him another look at things. Honestly, this whole aspect of the plot kind of reminded me of Field of Dreams, in that Ray Kinsella was a regular everyday dude. He has a farm, wife, a daughter, everything's fine, right? Until he starts hearing voices in his cornfield, and nothing really changes, but he just has to adapt to this new development in his life. And the rest of the cast is really good as well. Bill Nye, I mean, he's awesome in most of the things that he is in. Tom Hollander, who was Mr. Beach in Bohemian Rhapsody, and ironically enough, one of the hitmen in Hana, which I would have been reviewing, he's really good in this as well. I've always enjoyed Rachel McAdams in most of the things that she's in, and she's really good here as well. And unlike other romance movies where there's stuff that just goes way over the top, the movie doesn't really go there. There's not a ton of, like, over-dramatized scenes. There's stuff on the back end, and I'll talk about that in a second, but everything just feels kind of normal and kind of lived in. For some, I can understand why that wouldn't appeal to them, but for me, I quite enjoyed it. I like how this movie has multiple dimensions. It can go from really serious to really funny, and it all feels earned. On the serious side of things, there's a subplot in which Tim's sister, named Kit Kat, basically has this trouble with addiction. And I won't go too deep into spoilers, but it is handled relatively well. And it's in this subplot that Tim also learns that because he has all the time that he ever needs, he needs to use it for good and appreciate what he has. And on the funny side of things, there's a bit of a mini subplot where Tim falls in love with Margot Robbie's character. And there's one scene where the entire family is at the beach, and Margot Robbie's like, "Hey Tim, can you rub some sun lotion on me?" And he's like, "Yeah," and puts his book down, runs over, grabs the tube of lotion, shakes it, and then it just goes all over Margot Robbie's body, and he's like, "Oh crap, that's horrible." And so he runs back in, does the time travel thing, and appears literally like where he was with his book in hand and all that. And Margot Robbie's like, "Hey, can you put some lotion on me?" And he's like, "Wait a second." And he's reading, and he's like, "All right, I'll be right over." And that little second of hesitation is like, okay, you need to take your time with these things. There's also a lot of funny moments where Tim and Mary meet for the first time, and then they go about their relationship, and then they have sex for the first time. And, well, it doesn't go well for Tim the first couple times. He has to go back to the time travel well a lot. But when he does get it, it's pretty good. This is definitely a very underrated romance movie. If you have not seen it, I do highly recommend it. It's one of the finest romance movies of the 2010s. That is all from me, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. Again, happy Valentine's Day to all of you who are celebrating. And then for the rest of the week, I'll be releasing my Hana video on Wednesday. And then on Monday and Friday, I'll be releasing AFI project videos for American Graffiti and Cabaret, respectively. And then this coming Sunday, the 21st, I'll be reviewing Kiki's Delivery Service, and this is my first viewing, and I'm looking forward to it. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way, when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.